You are listening to Not on the Payroll. You can check out all of our interviews at notonthepayroll.com. You can check us out on YouTube and also on Facebook. We have the privilege of sitting down with Newton County Sheriff Burby, and we wanted to take some time with him this morning, just let him kind of speak about some things that's going on here in the community and talk about some ways maybe people can get involved. And Sheriff Burby, we appreciate you sitting down with us.
Thank you. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to speak to the public on some of the things that we got going and would like to get going in the county, in Newton County, today. One of the things it's called a hot topic, ongoing topic, is volunteering.
Okay.
Last couple of weeks, I spoke at a couple volunteer functions. One at the County Volunteer Appreciation Program about a week or so ago in Burkeville at the Cade Building, where the county gave kudos to the folks that does volunteer work for the county programs. And then I went on that same night and I talked to spoke at the victims, child abuse victims visual here in the courtyard at the courthouse. And what I found out in my travels, there's a lot of volunteerism going on.
Sure.
Here in the county, as well as this region, East Texas. And it is very apparent that if we didn't have dedicated people who were doing volunteer work, a lot of things wouldn't get done.
Right.
Because obviously there's not enough money out there to cover everything.
Sure.
So there's a lot of good dedicated folks who provide donations and their time, which is very valuable to head these programs off. And these things have been going on for a while. We had the county fair, the Newton County Fair Board, those folks, they did an outstanding job last week with the fair.
Seemed like it was a great turnout too.
Yeah. And one of the things that I said that night, it sets a good example for the kids, because a lot of kids was at the fair as well as other places, and it shows how valuable those programs are and the people who behind those programs.
Right.
I don't think we really give enough kudos or thanks to those folks who work tirelessly and volunteering and from Little League and soccer and all those other things associated with the schools here.
Right.
That's what it's all about, man. And I know how I feel. Even though I'm an elected official, I volunteer a lot of time. And when people ask me to attend these functions, I try to make it my very best to do that and everything. The only thing I ask for is a little notice, because, I do have a full schedule, and that's all the time.
Well, it's a big county too, so.
Absolutely. And everything. And if I don't get a chance to attend, it's because there's a scheduling conflict, or I just can't get there.
Sure.
And everything. But again, that's why I asked for, just let us know. Not only that, we'll help get the word out to push your programs.
I got you.
I think because a lot of folks read the weekly sheriff report or visit our Facebook page, and I am willing to help out in any way I can to push those programs and events and everything. And that's a part of my job, and that's a part of who I am personally as well. Because I've been a Little League coach, football. I don't think I coached basketball for years, and I got a lot of fulfillment out of it, and I still get a lot of fulfillment out of helping others. That's what it's all about, public service. We do have a volunteer initiative program. We call it VIP, and we meet here once a month and everything, and we have volunteers that are here to help us in doing man-made or natural crisis or emergencies by just being there to try to keep accounting of folks who come to volunteer their time during those time periods, as well as provide points. For instance, we have folks that come here during court and help the court officer at the security desk. Now, again, this is non-paid folks that come and help us out in administrative and other capacities.
Sure. So that kind of fills a void in the long run. Your volunteerism in the community helps kind of plug in some of the holes.
It really does. It really does, because when you have a need, you're not going to have time to wait to try to find money to cover that need, or
sure,
or paid folks, or it's right now. And so, and one of the things that we try to do is planning. When it comes to public safety, we try to plan for worst case scenarios. We're never ready for something bad to happen.
Sure.
But we'll be prepared if it does. And that's our, philosophy in public safety here at the Newton County Sheriff's Office, to be prepared and able to assist others in those times.
What would you say right now here in Newton County people need to be aware of from maybe a safety standpoint, or maybe a home protection, those types of things? Are there some pointers or some things to be watching out for? Because I know you guys really push, if you see something, say something.
Right. And if you go back to, I've been in this business, I guess, almost 30 years, law enforcement business. In my many travels, I find that some of the basic things you can do is to remain safe, is to not put yourself in a vulnerable positions.
Okay.
We always make those things aware during holidays and summer, some of the things you don't do. But if you have a safety mindset, you'll be a little better ahead of others. Now, with that said, is, a lot of times we don't have, most of the time, we don't have stranger danger. Right. We have people that know you.
Right.
They know your routine. And that's when the people who's gonna come and victimize you. They know when you're home and everything, and they know when you're gone, and they know where your stuff is at, And so for the most part, you got to always be aware of, who you bring into your, your personal spaces and, your homes and property of that nature. And one of the things that I see here in Newton County since I've been sheriff is the folks they see something, they're going to say something. We want that.
Right.
Because what happens is, if we get information on what you as citizens see, we can more provide coverage and be aware of what's going on in your particular area. That's why in the weekly report, I put everything in there of public concerns. The only thing that I do not put on my weekly reports is cases that kind of involve juveniles, because
sure,
juveniles are protected, and if you put certain things in there, you can find out who they are. So I'm kind of I back away from that and everything. But the rest of the stuff, we try to get that out of public concerns, because you guys can be looking for it and letting us know. And I want to thank the public for calling us and letting us know things. And like I say, you can't call us too much.
Sure.
I kind of hate sometimes. Wow, man, y'all didn't call. I didn't recall that call. So call us.
Yeah.
We're not gonna ever say that.
What's the number? Not to cut you off, but what's the number that they need to call if they see something?
Well, if it's emergency, it's always 911.
Okay.
That is universal. But if it's not emergency, you call 409-379-3636.
Okay.
or 409-379-3637.
Okay.
So
3636 or 3637.
that is correct. Or
Okay.
911
There you go.
and everything. One of the things that we've been very pleased, again, is the people who call. And because a lot of folks come up to me and apologize for calling and says, "Oh no, don't do that." That's what we're here for.
Right.
It's better for the callers than not callers. If we get a call and it doesn't pan out to be something, it just doesn't pan out to be something. But at least you're safe, and it did not pan out to be anything because we checked it out.
Sure.
And everything. And again, the only thing that I hate that we don't have a deputy every 5 miles. But I think we do a pretty good job and trying to be in the right place. That's one of the reasons why we want to know tell us what you see.
Yeah.
Because for the most part, there was I remember years ago, I recall doing some research, and they said we catch less than, I would say, 10% or 8% or something like that. It's a very small number of crimes committed on view. That means in front of us. When crimes are committed in front of us, we can't take action.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, it makes sense.
But if it's not, we have to investigate and have probable cause for arrest and all those things. It takes a little bit of time. But I can tell you this. Our process has gotten a lot faster. It's a lot faster now. When I say process, I mean from you calling us to something happening to the person responsible getting arrested,
Right.
and then getting into the court system. I wrote a paper years ago that the criminal justice process is slow, but we're the drivers through that criminal justice system. We are the first ones you call. We take the report. We talk to the people involved, the victims and everything. We take you through to the DA's office, and we're with you when you go through the court proceedings, whatever that may be.
Sure.
And we're the ones that drive you through and everything. And we do our very best to make sure that we put the best case forward.
Right.
And everything. And we're going to continue to do that, and so that's how it is. Now, when it doesn't go right, guess who gets the blame? The driver. And
That's right.
That's fine.
That's right.
Well, that's one of the reasons why we learn from our mistakes. If we drop the ball, we pick it up.
Yeah, I got you. So, looking at the county from Deweyville to Burkeville, I mean, that's a wide swath of property to cover.
Oh, it goes past Burkeville. It goes up to Toledo.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, for the people to get actively involved with communicating with you guys almost gives you a little bit of a heads up, for even placement of your deputies throughout the county,
Right, it does, and that's what's important. And a lot of times, what happens in the daytime don't happen at night, and vice versa.
Sure.
So the focus changes. Not only that, we communicate with our partners in other counties and across the state line, and when things of concern that we have for one another, we talk to those folks as well to let each other know who's doing what, because we share the same knuckleheads.
Right.
Yeah, they might live here and work over there, or work over there and live here. Sure. And they get hot here, they move somewhere else.
Right.
And I've seen that for the last 20 years. I've seen that it's a constant circle that they work the circuit more or less.
Sure.
And everything. That's why it's incumbent on us to make sure that when we're doing our job, we do a very good case and document what happened. Okay. And everything, because one thing I've seen, the past will catch up to them.
Yeah, sure.
And if we dot our I's and cross our T's, it's going to help us out. It's going to help the citizens out in the long run.
Sure. Is there anything currently coming up that people need to be aware of?
Well, we got summer.
Okay.
With summer, you got more folks moving around and everything. You got
Vacations and
vacation. You got summer activities. At the on water. We got the traveling on land and just many different things that you're able to do in the summer that you don't do in the winter months and everything. And also, when you leave and go on vacation, a lot of folks when they're on vacation, they'll put a lot of nice photos of their vacation spots. They're on vacation. And you got people sitting back here, oh, they're not home, they're on vacation. What I recommend is wait till you come back to post your photos.
That's smart.
And everything. Don't post them while you're going and everything. And or make sure you have someone looking out for your property and everything.
We just actually had a neighbor right over in our neighborhood who's they're in the process of going on vacation. We had that conversation yesterday. They're like, "Hey, you mind watching out for the place?" And sometimes that's probably the best move if you are going to be gone.
Yeah, and one of the things, like I was telling you the other day, in our neighborhood, I have to stay vigilant on stuff that I see every day. A lot of times, when you're in an area every day, you don't see anything different. But I have to take it up to another level that I have to make sure that I'm looking to make sure that I don't just get complacent with the surroundings and everything. Because we just had a guy move in. I told him, make sure you let me know when you move in, and then I know you're over there.
Sure.
And everything. Because I'm watching your place now. It's just a good neighbor program is always paramount. And I know we live in a very rural community, but again, you can hear stuff going on at my place,
Right.
And everything because we're close, but we're not that close, but you still can hear. So just being vigilant all the way around. Now again, summer's coming up. Water sports. Just doing regular outside work, ranch work and stuff. You be careful. Follow those safety tips that you should do. Wear your seatbelt. I don't think I've driven since 1974 without a seatbelt, and when I do, if I get in the seatbelt and I get in my car and I forget that I don't have a seatbelt on, I feel funny.
Sure.
Yeah. So I just can't. And I have to set the example, on and off duty and everything. Well, there's no such thing as off duty for me, but anyway, you have to set the example because the kids are watching you all the time and everything. So you always need to set good safety examples because again, we respond to a lot of accidents and everything, various types and everything. And one of the first things I want everyone to have a very safe summer. A good summer, but a safe summer, and everything. And we put tips out all the time. And again, sometimes, I know that might sound, well, I know that. Yeah, but sometimes you just need to be reminded and you hear that voice or you remind yourself that, hey, I need to do this.
It goes back to kind of jogging us out of our complacencies a lot of times.
Correct. Just like the tractor, I ride a tractor and I might get on there and I'm like, I'm not getting on this tractor without wearing a seatbelt. It's on here for a reason.
Right.
There's a reason for it.
Right.
And you can't go back and when you have an accident, you can't just rewind. Oh, I wish I would have my seatbelt on.
Yeah.
And everything. But courtesy driving, another thing. A lot road rage. It ain't as bad as it has been, but it has got pretty bad from standpoint that we didn't used to have these kind of incidents. Just take your time, take a deep breath. I tell my guys all the time, just take a deep breath.
Yeah.
When just take a deep breath. And
there's a lot of people right now. It almost seems like society as a whole is just getting, I won't say crazy, but almost
irritated.
Irritated.
I agree, and I'm gonna put it on COVID. And everything. Y'all can get mad at me if you want to, but we had a very life-changing event in the last couple of years. We've been people in America. We're used to our freedoms in various capacities, and being not socializing and everything. I'm here to say that we haven't socialized enough. And in the last couple of years, we kind of forgot how to socialize.
Sure.
And we're irritated, for various reasons. We might be irritated by things and don't even know it.
Yeah.
And everything that comes out in a negative way. So, again, hopefully we're trying to get back to a new norm, and, we will be a better suited in so far as, some of the things, do's and do nots.
Right.
And maybe treat people a little better. One of the things I hate, in this business, I see people victimized in so many different ways. It bothers me that, that people will do that to one another.
Yeah.
But again, I'm just one person and just trying to do the best I can, here as the sheriff of New Cat.
Is there any final statement you want to make to the county?
Just stay vigilant. We're going to stay vigilant and always, take the high road, that just because someone else does something bad or does something bad to you, don't lose faith. Keep the faith
Okay.
and everything. Get involved. See what you can do. You might be that missing piece or that missing person to make a program be highly successful or more successful and everything. I can never do enough,
Sure.
and I'm gonna never stop trying to do my best.
Well, and I think kind of a thought that these communities need to come back to is that this community is our community. We're
Right.
all responsible.
Yeah, and one of the things that, like I said, I grew up about 30 miles from here, and one of the things that was very contagious and infectious for me is how nice the people were when I came here almost 10 years ago and everything, and I'm still here and everything, and a lot of good folks here, a lot of good rich traditions,
Sure.
that I share in,
Right.
you know what I mean, and I see a lot of folks moving this way,
Yeah.
since I've been here. They're not following me. They're moving. They're moving here because it's a good place to be, and I can remember just driving down the long stretches of the highways here is how refreshing and therapeutic that is.
Absolutely.
And everything, because in the city, you don't. It's always hustle and bustle.
Sure. Sure.
And so.
This is a good place to
It
kind
is.
of
It
relax and take a deep breath.
And people really have a lot of rich heritage, and they believe in God and country and
Yeah.
the kids, and that's good because we gotta try to make it better than we found it.
That's right. That's exactly right. Sheriff Burby, we really appreciate you taking time with us today
anytime.
and sitting down with us and just answering a few questions and kind of giving us a little bit of an outlook. We've talked before, but we're going to try to make this pretty regular, a couple of times a month, and just really try to stay on top of the volunteerism on this side of things as best we can. So I really appreciate your time, sir.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sir.